Hello, I'm Janine Kakmar with PHTV Channel 4 Palos Heights, and we're back with our show, Healthcare Experts in Your Corner. On the show, we talk about the different healthcare resources in the community, and today we have with us Chris Rosandich. Chris is a nutrition educator at the Cancer Support Center. Chris, we had you on the show a while ago, and you were so great to make these great smoothies. But for those who didn't get to see the show, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the organization you work for? Yeah.
So I'm a nutrition educator and health coach. At the Cancer Support Center, we offer a lot of programming, and one specifically is in the nutrition realm. We offer educational classes in terms of label reading, cooking demos, Nutrition 101, teaching people how to incorporate really healing, healthy foods into their diet. And I also see people individually one-on-one if they want to have a private conversation about their diet and maybe some of the foods that might help during their treatment.
Okay. I mean, we're talking about dealing with illnesses and making your body strong, garbage in, garbage out kind of thing. So you want to not put the garbage in, you want to put the good stuff in so that you get a good result out, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you know what, at the Cancer Center, we teach a lot on 80-20, that 80% of the time you're eating a healing diet, cancer-fighting ingredients, but there are times for the fun foods, right? For that
ice cream?
Yeah, ice cream, we love ice cream, but it's important to be able to get most of our foods from the earth, and they're called whole foods, and they're as close to their original as possible. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Great. You know, that always seems like so much work. You know, it's easier to go to the grocery store. I think we've talked about this, and just pick, and you're tired, you've been working all day, or maybe you're not feeling well in this case, and he's like, I just want to grab a can of something or a box of something and just, pop it in the microwave or whatever. And you're here to tell us why not to do that, or help us to understand why.
You know what? These foods are so hydrating. And we all need that, especially in the summer and if we're going through treatment. These foods are drenched with nutrients. So vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, antioxidants, and they help with taming the inflammation in our body.
Okay.
So it is vital that we get this in. And I tell you, I hear from a lot of people that it takes time. They feel like it takes time, but really it doesn't. And that's what we're going to show you today.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's not even just physically taking time, but mentally taking the time to rethink what you're doing, breaking the habits that we all have.
Yes.
Not reaching for this, but reaching for this, and remembering to do that. So you're here today to make a healthy smoothie. So we're going to watch Chris make us a healthy smoothie, but we're looking at the ingredients. Can you tell us a little bit about the ingredients you have on the table?
The wonderful thing about smoothies is that you can put in whatever you have in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So you can choose your own fruits and vegetables to taste.
Okay.
What's wonderful is you can add protein powder and super greens, you can add cacao, you can add nuts and seeds, and when you start to add a healthy fat like an avocado and a protein such as the protein powder, now you're turning it into a meal.
Oh, wow.
So you can have that for breakfast, you can have it if you're heading out to a party or a gathering, you don't have time to eat dinner, you can actually just make it ahead of time, put it in a mason jar and bring it with you. So what you decide to put in is based on your preference.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I get to eat stuff that I still like.
Yes.
I'm not eating something like, like carrots or something, but unless I want to.
Unless you want to.
Carrots are still good for you, but
and a lot of times people will see if you're putting vegetables in a smoothie, because a lot of people say, I make some fruit smoothies, right?
Right.
When you're starting to add greens or vegetables, they think, ugh, not so good. But what I tell you, most of your fruits will overtake that kind of bitter flavor. Some of the best fruits to add is maybe an apple, a pear, a pineapple. It just depends on the sugar content. We definitely want our smoothie to be low glycemic so it doesn't spike our blood sugar. But you really can add some wonderful tastes to make it palatable for you. The other thing is adding lemon, lime, ginger, or today we're going to be adding fresh mint.
I wish you folks can smell this because it smells so fresh in here, and I'm, excited to try to taste something. But you mentioned something as a nutrition educator. So you're not only going to show us how to make a smoothie, but you're showing us also why we're eating these things. You know, you talked about inflammation and decreasing the inflammation or whatever. How the foods help us. I think that's might be helpful for us in changing our habits. Is like, okay, we're not just doing it because it's good for us. We're understanding why, which becomes a more lasting factor in helping us to change to our new habits, something like that.
Exactly. And our bodies, we want it to be alkaline. And fruits and vegetables, that's exactly what they are. They're very alkaline, and that helps to soothe the inflammation in our body. And we know that inflammation is a precursor to some of these diseases, right?
Okay.
So we want to eat as much of this as possible. I like to refer to it as a liquid salad. Some of us love to eat our salad every day, but others of us maybe are busy, don't have time to prepare, don't have time to get a salad together. So by just actually adding all of this to the blender, blending it for 2 minutes, you're actually drinking a liquid salad. You're hydrating this body that needs all these nutrients.
Again, so this is not just for someone who's dealing with illness, but also the caretakers. They need to keep up their strength and their energy to take care of things around the house or whatever.
Well, absolutely, but also people that are dealing with diabetes or high blood pressure, or there's just numerous issues, health issues.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I see we have all kinds of great-looking fruits and vegetables. What do they need anything special in the kitchen to make this?
Well, you need a blender, and there's a variety of them out there. And really, just get something within your budget.
Okay.
I say the best blender to get is the one that you use, right?
Okay. Oh,
so
right,
this happens to be a Vitamix, and this was a gift from my husband years ago. So it's one of my favorite appliances in the kitchen. But there's Nutra blenders and all different kind. So it's really just a matter of putting the fruits and vegetables in the blender and letting it do its job. The difference between juicing and blending is that juicing, they're both wonderful, but juicing actually extracts the fiber.
Okay.
So this is going to keep our fiber intact, which is super healthy for our digestion.
Okay, so I was going to say, is one better than the other? Or
they're
does it
both
matter?
fabulous.
Okay.
To me personally, I feel like this takes a little less time. And one of the tricks would be that, let's say we go ahead and blend the drink today. Once we do, you want to rinse it out quickly, right away, and then go ahead and add more fruits and vegetables without blending and put the canister in the refrigerator, and it's ready to go the next time.
Good, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
All right, so do your magic.
Do our magic. Okay.
Smoothie.
So the ingredients today is going to be a green apple, kale, which is a superfood, right? It's got vitamin A and E and K and just loaded with all of those nutrients we need. We're going to add a cucumber. If it's not organic and you're worried about pesticide load, just go ahead and peel that. Again, I already mentioned about the green apple, but it's very low glycemic. So you can add any apple that you'd like, but we're going to add a green one today.
I was going to say, can you use a red apple?
You can.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you can use the peel. It's loaded with the fiber, but you just want to make sure to take the seeds out. We definitely want to add some mint. That's going to give us that flavor today. And then blueberries.
Okay.
Blueberries, a cup of blueberries will give us about 25% of our vitamin C for the day.
No kidding.
So really all of these wonderful fruits and vegetables will just infuse our body with this energy. And you talked about it before. People will reach for an energy drink or coffee, but actually this will give you a lot of energy.
It's a real energy.
Yeah, the real energy that you need.
Yeah.
We also want to talk about the liquid.
Okay.
So I prefer water, clean, maybe purified water, but you're welcome to use like an almond milk, coconut milk, or coconut water, which is loaded with electrolytes.
Okay.
It's like nature's natural Gatorade.
Really?
So you're welcome to you decide on the liquid, and I love to add ice. Okay. Because to me, if the smoothie is cold and thin, it's more palatable for me. I don't like it really thick. So you have to decide on the texture and consistency.
Right. And you pointed to the coconut milk or the almond milk. That stuff, where do you buy this at? Where do they have to go to a special grocery store?
Really, all the grocery stores have it now.
Okay.
And I like to find my nut milks in the refrigerator. Just I feel like they're a little bit less processed.
Okay.
Okay. And then I do want to add just one more comment about the super greens.
Sure.
Super greens are an amazing way to get your greens in, and some of these greens that you find at the bottom of the ocean that are so healing, but those don't taste very good. And so a lot of times super greens will have a little bit of stevia, which is a natural sugar. And so by putting a scoop of that into our smoothie, it will sweeten it up naturally.
Okay.
And just give it a little bit better taste. Plus you're getting all those amazing greens in your diet. So we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit of water. If you start with the water, it just kind of allows the blender to do what it needs to do. I love to add a little bit of ice like we talked about, but if you don't have ice, sometimes you can put perhaps a banana or some of your fruits and vegetables in the freezer, right? We can actually buy ready to go fruits that are frozen.
Okay.
And many times they're more nutrition than fresh because they're flash froze, right?
All right.
We're going to go ahead and add our mint. If you don't like mint, you could add maybe basil or parsley. We're going to add our cucumber, which is extremely hydrating. I add it to most of my smoothies. The kale is what I think scares people, but you can always add spinach or other greens that you like better. And then
you're not talking lettuce, you're talking
any type of lettuce.
Okay, all right.
But some lettuce, some greens are more nutritious than others.
Okay.
To me, I find that, am I always getting kale in my diet? Am I adding it to my salad? Not all the time. So this is a great way to incorporate that in our diet. And then I'm going to add those beautiful blueberries, which are in season. Many times you just want to almost add what is in season so it's more cost effective, right? I just don't want to forget anything, so I think I have it all.
Measurements of each? How much? You're just doing a handful of this, a handful of that?
Usually a serving size, which for the kale it's a cup.
Okay.
Uncooked lettuce, half a cup for the blueberries, half a cup for the cucumbers, but you can add what you'd like.
How much water?
Right, and then blend. And if you need to add more or less, not so much less, but more, you can adjust it. And here we go.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did we add the apple?
I don't know.
I think we need to add an apple.
Add an apple.
Yeah.
We'll add a couple pieces of apple.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
Thank you. Sometimes blenders, if they're not as powerful, don't have as big of a motor, you would just chop your vegetables a little bit more, to make it easier to blend. The other thing is you decide how much. If I'm with my husband, I'll fill this to the top and we both have about 24 ounces.
Oh, okay.
But you decide what's good for you. If you're in treatment, maybe you only can take in 6 or 8 ounces. But to be able to take in maybe 12, 20, 24 a day, you'll feel it. Your body will just feel hydrated. You'll just almost have that energy. And then, of course, it really helps with elimination on a regular basis.
Right, okay.
So, it smells good?
It smells like a summer day, a fresh summer day. You just open that lid and it's like, yes.
And what's great about the blueberries, if people have an adversity to green, it changes the color. So if you don't like a green smoothie, really, essentially, you can put whatever you want to add to change the color. I do so many smoothie demonstrations, and there are people that say, I don't like anything green. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, let's change the color. Okay.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Yeah, let's try it.
That's fresh.
Very fresh. I can taste the blueberry with the mint, the cucumber, everything. It's just like playing on your tongue,
And you don't really taste the kale.
Oh no, I completely forgot about the kale. Now that you reminded me. No.
And so again, if you're new to smoothies, this would be something that you would want to start slow, right? You can keep it in the refrigerator for maybe up to a day. I find anything after a day, it just gets a little bit thick. I love to keep my smoothie in a mason jar covered so that it's not oxidizing.
Okay.
So-
So you can, if we don't drink all this, we can put it in the fridge, close it up tight, and then how long are the nutrients good in it? Are they good as long as for the life of while it stays in there?
I think, once it's blended, we're going to start to lose some of the nutrients, but the good news is that you're eating something so nutritious, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I would again say within a day or two, it just tastes fresh.
Okay.
But you add what you would like to make it your own special smoothie.
All right. Well, Chris, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Chris is at the Cancer Support Center again. If you want more information about the smoothie Chris made or any more nutritional information, contact the Cancer Support Center at the information that we're showing. I want to thank you again for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you for our drink,
Yes.
for the healthy smoothie, and we'll see you next time.